Hey everyone, it's Laurie. How are you? I'm here to do your uplifting reading all about you. I hope all of you are happy, healthy, and having some fun. Let's go ahead and get right into this message. This message is for anyone that comes across it. So there could be any zodiac sign. We're focusing on what makes you truly unique. Something that you should be proud of accomplishing or overcoming, your influence on people. We're going to take a look at talent or skill that Spirit thinks we need to highlight for you. What you do right now that you should continue, that you may wish to continue to do. And we will get some advice from Spirit on what to do to maintain your sense of well-being, happiness, or some sort of advice from Spirit. All right, so what makes you uniquely you? The Four of Pentacles. Now, I am noticing that in this particular deck, the Four of Pentacles is actually a king sitting on a throne that he has sat there so long that he has turned to stone, immovable, implacable. And what I'm hearing is you're no longer fazed by people's opinion about money, people's opinion about anything. You are no longer fazed. So there is a sense here for some of you that you know who you are, and no matter what, you will not be budged. You know who you are. I'm getting a very strong message here that in the past, you were probably pushed around, convinced that you were no good, that you weren't smart. I'm sorry, I've got a siren going by. For some reason, that's very distracting. It happens a lot, but for some reason right now, that's very distracting. Okay, so back to you and what's important about your situation. Again, I'm feeling like maybe in the past, people kind of treated you like a pushover or tried to convince you that you weren't smart, you weren't savvy, you didn't know how to handle money, you didn't know this, you didn't know that, or you were this or you were that or whatever. And what I'm hearing is that you've grown, you've matured, and we do tend to believe those things when people say them to us when we're under like the age of 40. But I don't care what age you are right now. You could be 22 and finally have discovered that other people's opinions about you does not mean that that's the truth. Okay, so if somebody was around you making you feel small in any way, shape, or form, you have overcome that and you know exactly who you are and you're confident. You're secure. You can't be badgered, okay? And even when gossip comes to you, you're hard of hearing. You don't hear it. You don't participate in it. You don't listen to it. You do not let it define you. That took a lot. That took a lot to get to this point. For some of you, again, it could have taken until you were over 40 years old before you ever even started believing in yourself here because of all the things that people around you said. All right. And just because people say them does not make it true. And you learned that. Let's see what it is you should be proud of. Either you've overcome something or you've accomplished something. You've overcome that. That's for sure. The Seven of Pentacles. So what I'm hearing here is that you've learned to think for yourself, to listen to what people do say, because sometimes if enough people are saying them, there's probably a grain of truth to it. So if people around you kept saying, are you ever going to grow up? Are you immature? Or you're too immature? You may want to take a step back and ask yourself, why are they saying that? Okay, because you have learned how to do that. Ask yourself, why are they saying that? Why is this being said? Why are they telling me this? And once you discover that, okay, so if somebody says, Are you ever going to grow up? If multiple people say that and you're still young, well, then yes, your answer should be, of course I will eventually when I'm ready. I can see some younger people saying that to their parents and getting knocked right down to the ground. Don't do that. Use caution there. Maybe think it, okay? But my point here is, Spirit's point here is that you've learned to discern for yourself if there might be a grain of truth in it. And if there is a grain of truth, maybe you do need to pull back your energy a little bit, act a little bit more mature in certain circumstances. You know, maybe don't always be the jokester. Don't always be the class clown. Don't always. There's a time and a place for a lot of energies. And I'm not telling you to be anything different from who you are, but we all, as human beings, because we live in a great big world with other human beings, need to learn the right time and place for certain energy. All right. Now, what you should absolutely be proud of is the fact that you have learned how to discern for yourself when somebody's just jealous and they're saying things, they're frustrated and they're saying things, or there's a grain of truth to it. You've learned how to gather information. And if you aren't certain, you're asking for assistance in solving that dilemma, that situation, either through counseling, trusted family member, or even a very close friend who you know will give you an honest answer. They won't just, I really do not appreciate so-called friends or family members or anyone in my life when I ask for their opinion and they give me the, oh, yeah, whatever they think I want to hear. That does not help me. That does not help me grow. I would rather have you just tell me the truth. I look fat in that outfit. Oh, honey, your hair doesn't look quite right the way you think you have it. Not to say it's not wrong and you do what you want. You know what I mean? There's a difference, okay? So, and you're learning how to discern, or you have learned how to discern who's saying things for what reason, what's the importance to you. You'll get information from the people that you trust to give you an honest opinion. I won't ask, if somebody gives me well, how am I supposed to answer that? Then I will never ask their opinion again because I won't ever trust it. Okay, and they're too weak. They're too weak to give their honest opinion. Okay, And if somebody lets me walk out of the house with a stain on my shirt or something else wrong after I've specifically asked, that's not somebody that I trust anymore. And if I can't trust you with the simple things in life, how can you trust them with the bigger important things? And that's what you've discovered for yourself here, is how to know who you can trust, who you can't trust, what you're going to listen to from other people, and what you're going to do with it. All right. This keeps you safer. This keeps you protected. This keeps you more confident in your own abilities rather than giving away your power to other people. That's quite the accomplishment there. And sevens are lucky. So I kind of feel like maybe some of you, I am hearing actually, that some of you did encounter a person, a family member, a friend, a coworker, somebody who was straight up with you, straight up honest. You asked a question, they gave you the truth. You didn't cry about it. You didn't get all bent out of shape about it. You actually appreciated that being said and their honesty. And that was like a lucky break for you, because at that point you realized, wow, people should be able to be honest in a kind and gentle way, and that you're not what everybody said you were. That's what I'm getting here. You may have asked, somebody out there may have asked this question: do I come across as a ditz? Or do you think I'm too immature? You may have actually asked somebody that question. They may have said to you, well, whatever, sometimes maybe in this circumstance you want to, do something a little different. And it was just that truth, that honesty that helped you turn a page here in your own life. I absolutely love that. All right, so knowing this about you, what type of impact do you have on the people around you? You're a leader. Look at that. 7 of Wands. You're not down here. You're leading the way. You're helping other people to see, to be more confident in themselves, to be their own trailblazer. That's a beautiful impact. And you have double 7s here right now. 7 of Pentacles and 7 of Wands right below it. So this is not a defensive posture. This is not somebody who's crushed under the weight of somebody else's opinion. This is you leading yourself. But you've got followers here. You're helping others to see how they can benefit from having courage and strength and bravery and belief in themselves. You've got support. You've got people who see you for who you really are. I love this. So this is a really good impact. Not only on the people around you, it's reciprocal. Again, I'm getting you had a lucky break here. And it's not luck, but a fortunate break. Something good happened to you. You came across somebody. Spirit put somebody in your life that was just so honest with you, straight up front. And you could trust their opinion. And it helped you find your own confidence, your own strength. And now you're sharing that with others. You are being that person to other people. Now I just got, this could be, some of you may have a desire for a large family. I don't know where that came from, but that came out, and that's all I'm getting with that. All right. So that if that resonated with you, if that made sense to you, that's confirmation for you. All right, what's a talent or skill that you have that Spirit would like to shine a light on? You've got the 4 of Swords. Look at this, 7744. I wonder if we're going to get duplicates here too. So you've got the 4 of Pentacles above this 4 of Swords. And the talent and skill or skills, however you want to look at it, that you have is how to make peace with something. How to take what you should from it and let the rest go. You're great at facing honesty and truth. Look at the white cat, the white gown, the swords. The background is even a little bit white. And 4s are all about stability. And you definitely here are clearly very good at saying, okay, this is the truth of the situation and I can let the rest go. Oh, it was so-and-so that said that. I don't have to worry about that because they always say things like that. Okay, so you can discern for yourself and let it go. Very good at making peace with the truth. Even if the truth might be a little bit, I just heard soul pinching, like it pinches you. It doesn't cut you down at the knees. It doesn't leave you bawling on the floor. No, because you're ready for the truth. You're ready and appreciate the truth, the honesty. It actually brings you peace to hear it exactly as it is. And I am getting that if people are around you giving you the truth, they're doing it in a compassionate way. They're not shoving it in your face or making you feel small with this or trying to hurt you with this. They can see that you appreciate the truth, and they're sharing it in such a way that you can look at it, discern what needs to be discerned from it, take from it what you're going to, and move forward. Make peace with it. I love this. All right. I'm getting a very well-adjusted human being here, okay? You've gone through some really rough patches in your earlier years, but you are definitely growing, maturing, finding out who you are, and your confidence and personal strength is growing in leaps and bounds. All right, what do you do right now that you may want to continue to do? The King of Cups. Yes, sometimes, okay, 2 things here. I'm hearing celebrate your wins. Celebrate the wins. Celebrate the things that you're good at, the things that you're not so good at. Raise a cup to that and say, okay, yep, maybe I'm not that great at this, but that's okay. That's good, because I know that about myself now, and I can deal with that in the future instead of pretending I'm good at this, pretending that I can handle that, whatever. I know the truth of it. Now it helps me in other areas. I'm not going to go diving deep into that thing I'm not that great at. I know where to ask for help when I need it. Now, the other thing I did here was, sometimes the truth can be a soul pinch, just a pinch. You know what I mean? It's not like I said, it's not damaging. And you're ready for it. You deal with it. I love the white here when we're talking about you accepting the truth. All right, so keep honoring yourself, your wins, your failures, what you discover about yourself through what you learn from listening to other people, what they're saying about you, but also using your own head to decide whether what they say is true or not. Beautiful. All right, so what we have here, let's see. We have justice. I absolutely love it for every one of you, but I especially love this for my Libras because this is your card, Libras. Okay, so justice here. And what I'm getting is for all of you, this is how you stay balanced. Okay, by accepting the good, the bad, the in-between. You know who you are. And when you know who you are, you can handle any truth. You know what to do with it. You know whether to make peace with it or let it go. That is making peace with it. Now, there are times where you may need to call somebody up short. It's not necessarily the way you're going to handle this. Maybe this is how you got started, building your strength. At first, maybe you were very short with people. Like when they said something negative to you, you just spouted back to them like hell, go to hell, whatever. But I think you found a balance here that sometimes not saying things and being kind to yourself brings in the balance. That's where you can reap your rewards, not in the instant, but by just being yourself, quiet. And I'm definitely getting that quiet energy here with the King of Cups and the Four of Pentacles there. Yes, that's like maybe holding your tongue. Don't worry about what, like I'm getting again here this message that you don't have to dole karma. You don't have to take care of somebody or put them in their place. You want to maintain who you are, your balance. You know exactly who you are. You're facing the truth very, very beautifully. And you just let, that person go on their way. Now, sometimes there is, like I keep hearing this, there is a need to, it's a compassionate way of dealing with it. And I think that's the transitional energy coming through here, is that some of you are at your beginning stages here, and others of you are in the middle, and some of you are well advanced in handling this and building your confidence. And what I'm hearing here is the most compassionate and caring way for you to deal with a difficult person who says difficult things to you is to take a deep breath. First of all, ask yourself, does this really matter? And if it doesn't, just let it go. Walk away. Okay, see ya. But if you think that this is something that somebody's going to continue to do, you may want to just say to them, if it was hurtful, did you mean that to come out hurtful? Did you mean to hurt my feelings with that? And then just don't say anything else. Do not say anything else, okay? Because as soon as you open your mouth and you try to say more, you explain or anything else, you've lost your power. You give it over to them. So just be quiet, okay? Ask them that question and let it be. And that's a kind way of getting people to realize what they're saying. Sometimes people are just angry, okay? You'll know by their response where they're coming from. And even after they respond, you can say, okay, well, I don't appreciate that, or I'm not going to, I don't allow people to talk to me that way. Okay, so you can find nice ways to make your stance clear. All right, this was a very different situation here, but a very important one nonetheless. Okay, so even though it doesn't seem like any of the other readings, this is a very big deal. I mean, a huge deal. In fact, I'm going to read number 77 and 44 out of the Angel Number book. These are short. So let's see what we've got here. 77. Whoops. One more page. Calm your fears because you are supported. The fears you have may not go anywhere anytime soon, but they do not have to control you. That's what this is all about. You are the one in control. You're the one sitting still. Your angels are reassuring you that they give you their full support. Work on calming your fears today by taking a bath, going on a nature walk, or simply enjoying a cup of tea. Or if you're immediately dealing with somebody, by taking a deep breath, counting to 5, and ask yourself, does this really matter? Can I let this go, or should I ask if they meant to hurt me? Okay, so there's those things. But this is about your fears, building up your confidence, because it's a lack of confidence that creates fears. Oh, I bet you didn't know that. A lot of people don't realize that. It is a lack of confidence that creates fear. When we don't know how to deal with something, when we don't know how to respond, that's where fear comes in. All right, so 44, which you have here, the double 4s, divine intervention. You can ask your higher power and your angels for protection. The angelic realm is all around you right now, especially so. Your angels want you to ask them for help and support with your stronger intentions. Lie in meditation today and repeat this mantra. I am ready for divine intervention in my life. And you know what I just heard? That is the mantra that they want you to use if you come across somebody, if you're newer at this, okay? Those who are experienced, you've already dealt with this. But those who are just coming into this power, you may want to ask yourself, as somebody says something hurtful to you, take that deep breath and repeat, I am asking for divine protection, divine intervention. And that will give you enough time to pause before blurting something out or getting offended. I love that for you. All right. Let's get you a spirit animal card or two. That's the traditional oracle messages to go with the uplifting reading all about you. If this is your message, or if you just enjoyed this message, would you please go ahead and click that like button for me, tickle tap, boop or zap it. You can claim this message in the comments. And of course, feel free to share these timeless and for anyone message, okay? An uplifting reading all about you. That's what the AURA space AY is. An uplifting reading all about you. All right, so you got 2 cards here. You've got card 20, the dolphin spirit. This and that are true. So kind of being in that in-between place. You're not quite there yet for some of you. But Spirit's wanting to remind you to be playful so that you can get into alignment. All right, and then you've got Bat Spirit. A rebirth is assured, which tells me that with a little bit of change, minor changes, you will be able to rise above this and have a bigger, better, more beautiful energy to surround you. All right, my loves, I hope you've enjoyed this. And I will see you next week for this reading. All right, until then, I'm going to wish you much peace, love, and happiness. Bye-bye.